Every year, gardeners spend billions on fertilizer: bags, bottles, pellets, powders. And the two most powerful fertilizers for container plants are sitting in your kitchen right now. They cost nothing. They have been used for over 3,000 years, and modern soil science has spent the last 30 years proving exactly why they work. Today, what they are, how to use them, and why combining them does something no commercial fertilizer can replicate. Ingredient 1 has been composted into garden soil since ancient Egypt. Modern laboratories have now identified 13 separate plant nutrients inside it, including nitrogen at concentrations that rival synthetic fertilizers. Ingredient 2 was used in Roman agricultural manuals written 2,000 years ago, specifically for container growing. Modern science found it does something no synthetic fertilizer can. It changes the pH of the soil to match exactly what plant roots need to absorb nutrients. And when you combine them, the effect is not additive. It is multiplicative. One makes the other more effective. Stay with me. If this is your first time here, subscribe now and hit the bell. Every week we go this deep on the methods that actually change how your garden grows. Ingredient 1. Used coffee grounds. Most people throw them away every morning. That is one of the most expensive mistakes a container gardener can make. Used coffee grounds contain nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium, the 4 primary nutrients every plant needs to grow. In laboratory analysis, used coffee grounds contain approximately 2% nitrogen by weight, comparable to many commercial slow-release fertilizers. But nitrogen is only the beginning. Coffee grounds also contain copper, iron, and zinc, trace minerals that most container soils become depleted of after just one growing season. When trace minerals are depleted, plants show the right color on the surface, but growth slows, resistance to disease drops, and fruit production falls. Trace minerals are the invisible engine of plant health. Coffee grounds replace them for free. There is a third mechanism, and this is the one most gardening guides never mention. Coffee grounds feed the soil microbiome. Mycorrhizal fungi and beneficial bacteria in the soil break organic matter down into forms roots can absorb. Coffee grounds are one of the most effective food sources for these microorganisms. When the microbiome is healthy, your plant's nutrient uptake can increase by up to 50% without any change in fertilizer. The coffee grounds are not just feeding your plant. They are feeding the system that feeds your plant. Ancient Egyptians composted organic kitchen waste into their agricultural soil for over 3,000 years. They did not have laboratory analysis. They had observation, and the observation was consistent. Soils with organic matter produced more food than soils without. The farmers knew how to use coffee grounds, step by step. Step 1. Dry them first. Fresh, wet grounds clump and can develop mold on the soil surface. Spread them on a tray and let them dry for 24 hours. Step 2. Surface application. Sprinkle a thin layer, no more than ½ an inch, across the top of your container soil. Do not dig them in. Let watering carry them down naturally. Step 3. Frequency. Once every 2 to 3 weeks during the growing season. More than this can make the soil too acidic. Step 4. Which plants love it most? Tomatoes, peppers, blueberries, roses, and leafy greens respond strongly. Avoid lavender, rosemary, and succulents. They prefer alkaline conditions. Bridge. But ingredient 2. This is where the chemistry becomes extraordinary. Ingredient 2. Eggshells. In Roman agricultural manuals written 2,000 years ago, the writings of Columella and Pliny the Elder, crushed shells were recommended specifically for container growing. They observed that containers with crushed shells at the base produced stronger plants with better root systems. Modern soil science explains why. Eggshells are approximately 95% calcium carbonate, the same compound used in commercial pH, balancing agents that cost significantly more per kilogram. Here is why this matters more than most people realize. Container soil becomes acidic over time, from watering, decomposition, and natural processes. When soil pH drops below 6.0, a chemical reaction occurs. Nutrients that are present in the soil become chemically locked to soil particles, and plant roots cannot absorb them. This is called nutrient lockout, and it is one of the most common and most misdiagnosed problems in container gardening. The plant looks deficient. The gardener adds more fertilizer, The fertilizer makes the soil more acidic. The lockout gets worse. More fertilizer, more acidity, more lockout. A cycle that costs money and damages the plant. Eggshells break this cycle. As they break down, calcium carbonate raises the pH, unlocking nutrients that were already in the soil. Not adding nutrients, unlocking the ones that were there all along. And there is a second mechanism. Calcium itself is a structural nutrient, used in the cell walls of every plant. Calcium deficiency is the direct cause of blossom end rot in tomatoes and peppers, the dark sunken spots on the bottom of fruit that every container gardener dreads. Consistent calcium supply from eggshells prevents this entirely. How to use eggshells. Step 1. Rinse and dry them. Remove any egg white residue, it attracts pests. Step 2. Crush them. The finer the better. A mortar and pestle takes 30 seconds. The surface area determines how fast they break down. Step 3. 2 application methods. Method A. Base layer. When potting, add a 1-inch layer of crushed eggshells at the very bottom before any soil. As water moves down, it carries dissolved calcium upward into the root zone. Method B. Top dressing. Sprinkle crushed eggshells across the soil surface monthly. They break down slowly, releasing calcium continuously. Method C. Eggshell tea. This is the fastest method. Boil crushed eggshells in water for 10 minutes. Cool completely. Water your containers with this liquid. Available calcium reaches. Roots within hours, not weeks. Now, what happens when you combine them? Here is what most people do not know. Coffee grounds make soil slightly acidic over time. Eggshells make soil slightly alkaline over time. Used together, they do not cancel each other out. They create a pH buffer. A pH buffer means the soil resists dramatic swings in either direction, staying in the optimal range of 6.2 to 6.8, where almost all nutrients are available to roots. Commercial pH buffers sold in garden centers cost between $15 and $30 per bag. Coffee grounds and eggshells do the same job, for free. With the added bonus of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, and trace minerals. The combination also accelerates decomposition. The nitrogen in coffee grounds feeds the microorganisms that break down the calcium carbonate in eggshells, making calcium available faster than if you used eggshells alone. And the calcium from eggshells improves soil structure in a way that makes coffee ground nitrogen more efficiently absorbed. 2 ingredients. Each makes the other more effective. That is not a coincidence. That is chemistry. Here is the complete protocol. Exactly how to use both together for maximum effect. When potting or repotting any container, add a 1-inch layer of crushed eggshells at the base before any soil. This becomes your long-term calcium release layer, working for the entire season. Every 2 to 3 weeks during the growing season, mix equal parts dried coffee grounds and crushed eggshells. Apply a thin 1/2-inch layer to the soil surface. Water in gently. Once per month, the eggshell tea boost. Boil a handful of crushed eggshells in 2 liters of water for 10 minutes. Cool completely. Use this water for your next watering. This delivers fast available calcium directly to the root zone. Signs it is working. Within 2 weeks. Soil surface microbiome activity increases. You may see faint white threads of mycelium. This is healthy and desirable. Within 4 weeks. New growth is noticeably deeper green, a sign of improved nitrogen uptake. By mid-season, fruit set improves, flower drop reduces, and the plants you thought needed more fertilizer turn out to need none. You have been spending money on fertilizer because that is what the industry tells you to do, but your kitchen produces 2 of the most effective soil amendments on Earth. Every single day, ancient civilizations figured this out before modern agriculture existed. Modern soil science spent decades confirming what they already knew. Your container garden does not need more products. It needs the right system. Nature is patient. So are we. Before you go, tell me in the comments, are you already using coffee grounds or eggshells in your containers? And which plant are you most excited to try this on? I read every single one. Your garden is not failing you. It is teaching you. I will see you in the next file.